Hello and welcome inside the YouTube Magnates members area. And let me just start by saying a huge congratulations, because the truth is, plenty of people are starting to realize the incredible potential of using YouTube in a more entrepreneurial way. But very few people are actually putting in the time to learn how. Most people have this idea in their heads that one day there'll be the perfect time to learn all of this, but they never actually invest in themselves and take action. And so the fact you're here right now and listening to this shows me you are an action taker, which really does excite me, because I know full well that the information in this course, combined with someone who is willing to take action on it, can lead to some incredible results. And I'm not just saying this to try and sell you on the course. You're already inside the course. I'm saying it because it's 100% true, and I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing what results you are going to achieve for that. Because the beauty with this course is that we're not just focused on building a YouTube channel. This is an entire blueprint to build a hugely profitable business from scratch. Or for the entrepreneurs here with existing businesses already, this is a blueprint to massively scale that business using YouTube and generate high-ticket clients on autopilot. That's where the term YouTube Magnate comes from, someone who's approaching YouTube in a more entrepreneurial way and generating a lot more success, wealth, and influence as a result of that. Of course, we'll get to all that very soon, but before we delve into the actual content of the course, there are just 3 key things you need to know about using this course effectively, because I really want to make sure you get the absolute maximum out of this. And number 1 is that this course contains everything you need. I've been focused on YouTube for quite a few years now, pretty much since I realized the amazing opportunity with this platform. And over the years, I've helped countless people and clients as well. But when I was first starting out with YouTube, I went through some of these different YouTube courses myself, and there was some useful points, the best of which are in this course, by the way. But generally speaking, it felt like they were kind of outdated and unorganized and didn't really give me all the information I needed. It would focus on one element of YouTube, but not the whole picture. And it's a frustrating feeling to go through a course, but at the end still feel like you need to go and buy another course to fill in all those gaps. That's why I was driven to make this course, so there was a complete system you could implement from start to finish, an exact blueprint for building a business with YouTube, earning a full-time income from it, and getting the results and lifestyle you actually want. But because this course is so comprehensive, at times it may feel a little bit like information overload, and I just want to assure you that is normal. That's why you have lifetime access to this course. So that any sections you watch where you didn't fully get all of it, you can just revisit them as much as you need, and once you finish the course, you can skip around to the different sections as much as you want. There's even a search bar on the side to help you find the information you need faster. But this brings us to the second key thing you need to know about using this course, which is it's designed in a very specific order over 5 weeks. Because we cover so much, I genuinely have put a lot of thought into how to order and organize all of the information in the most useful and logical way, because part of the value of a course is having a step-by-step system. So I just wanted to stress this up front, because I know how tempting it is when you get inside a course to just skip around to the bits that sound most interesting, but going through start to finish is almost certainly going to help a lot more. This course has also been designed to be completed over 5 weeks, meaning 1 module per week. And inside every module, there are 7 lessons, so that you can literally do 1 lesson per day. That's how it was planned out. That is just my recommendation, of course. If you're already running a business, let's say you're already a coach, a consultant, or an agency owner, or if you already have a YouTube channel and know the basics, in those cases, you may want to go a little bit faster, maybe 2 lessons a day. Because in those situations, some of this is going to be familiar to you already, so it's not quite as steep of a learning curve. That said, though, I still wouldn't go skipping big chunks or rushing through it, because it's always dangerous to just assume that we fully know something and just breeze through everything when there might be some extra details that are actually really useful and important. However, the reason I generally recommend going through it one lesson a day for 5 weeks is that if you try and binge watch the whole thing like a Netflix series, then it becomes almost impossible to remember everything at the end. In fact, something I really strongly recommend is that you take notes as you're watching each lesson, as then by the end of the course, you'll have a complete document with a version of the course, but in your own words, and that makes it far more memorable and easy to refer back to. However, the third and final thing you need to know about using this course effectively is that there is plenty of support if you need it. Because not only do you now have access to this course, you now have access to a lot of additional support. So, to get the most out of the course, I recommend you join our Facebook group, which is linked below, as it's really useful to network with others on a similar path. You may even find people to collaborate with or some extra inspiration. However, if you have any final questions about the course specifically, you can also drop us an email at any time. For example, if you feel like there's something missing, you can just drop us an email, and there'll be an FAQ list in the final module of the course that's regularly updated with the answers to any questions people send in. So check the FAQ list first, as your question may already have been answered. But that's just to reassure you, if there is just the tiniest thing that you feel is missing or that you're a bit confused on, just email in and we'll get that sorted for you. So the final thing for us to do now is just take a quick look at the roadmap we're going to be following throughout this course, because I think it's really useful to have an overview of how this is all going to fit together. So let's talk about your journey to success. And as you can see from the sidebar, this course is divided into those 5 core modules, and every module contains those 7 lessons we talked about, one for each day of the week. But pretty much every lesson, there'll be a video there, which you can watch like you're watching this one, and underneath a link with either a PDF transcription of the lesson or a PowerPoint summary of the lesson. So look out for those extra resources as well. However, a key thing to point out is that the 7th and final lesson of each module will always be a workbook with a to-do list of next steps, which you can complete right after you've done the module, and also a quiz just to test your knowledge on what you've learned throughout the module as well. But now let's take a look at what's inside those 5 modules, the actual lessons. And by the way, you can minimize the other modules by clicking on their titles whilst you're not using them, just to keep things clearer for you so you can see exactly where you're at. However, for the purposes of this little overview, while I'm going through it, you can take the video out of full screen mode for a second and expand all the modules in the sidebar, just so you can see the lessons I'm referring to. Anyway, first up, the first thing you're going to be doing is Module 1, which is the foundations of your empire. Which really isn't an exaggeration. With YouTube, you can build a digital empire that you can run from your laptop. Because, there are many people who've done this and built a business with YouTube that are now making 7 or 8 figures a year, helping huge amounts of people in the process. And that definitely can be you too, but we have to lay the foundations first, which is what this module covers. And as you can see from the lessons, there's going to be going through the process of what this business model we're going to be using actually is, how to find the right niche for your channel, and then how to actually start building it in the right way, laying those building blocks for success. But then after that, we move on to Module 2, which is all about creating binge-worthy content, which is going to go over everything you need to know about making videos the right way. So we'll talk about what makes a video go viral and how you can never run out of great content to make, and also how you can become great on camera even if you're not used to it at all and you've never done it before, or you find the idea a bit awkward. We'll cover all of that. Then in 2.4, we literally go through the entire video production process from start to finish. Next up, we talk about making your videos a lot more entertaining, and even how you can use copyrighted material in your videos totally legally, which is a really useful way of making exciting videos without being on camera. But most people totally don't understand how to do this, so we're going to cover all of that. And then finally, towards the end of this module, we're going to talk about the mental game of YouTube and the right mindsets you need, which is almost always overlooked, but it really is crucial. After that though, once you know how to make great content, Module 3 is all about growing your tribe and getting more views, subscribers and clients by attracting and growing an audience on YouTube. And there are lots and lots of ways we're going to do that. For example, in 3.1, we'll talk about how the mysterious algorithm actually works, what metrics are most important and how you can increase those metrics so YouTube push your videos more. In 3.2, we've got everything to do with ranking in search on YouTube, so that's going to cover titles, descriptions, tags, and lots of other useful resources and strategies. 3.3, we move on to the often overlooked element of promotion and advertising your videos. In 3.4, we cover the right way to share your videos on other social platforms and build up an audience on those other social media sites too. And then 3.5 and 3.6 are just packed with creative growth hacks and methods for growing your channel and attracting your ideal clients right to you. And then next up is Module 4, Monetization Masterclass. Here we start to focus much more heavily on the business side of things. And this is one of my favorite parts because at this stage we'll essentially be talking about how you can start rapidly increasing your business revenue and regularly bringing in high-paying clients on autopilot. And so this is quite an exciting module because it shows how you can build a full-time income with YouTube even with a relatively small audience, which I myself was able to do within just a couple of months of using this system, as have many others. So I think this will perhaps change your perspective on YouTube a little bit and all the possibilities it can bring. And then in the fifth and final module, we go to scaling like a magnet. We get a bit more advanced here because, remember, we don't want to just think like a YouTuber. We want to think like a magnate, like an entrepreneur. So here we get into topics like building systems and teams and outsourcing certain jobs so that you can focus on the highest value tasks. But you'll also find advice on using ads and other useful tips, tricks, and resources. This is kind of like a whole extra course in itself. But that's what I meant when I said that this was going to be a very comprehensive course. So you had everything you need at your fingertips to make this a huge success. And remember that FAQ document I mentioned earlier, that'll be in this module as well, and it'll be updated as needed. So if something important changes on YouTube, for example, you'll probably find details of it right here. And so, that is an overview of everything we're going to be covering in the course. And, by the way, once you've been through a lesson, a tick should appear next to it so it's easy to remember your place as you're working through this. However, the very final thing to remember with all of this is that, of course, execution is what counts. The last thing I want is for you to learn this system, learn all of this information, but then not actually implement it. And I'm sure that won't be an issue. We've already discussed how you are an action taker. But I just wanted to reassure you that this is a proven system, and with patience and implementation, you can become the next success story. So, exciting things ahead, I'm sure you'll agree. I hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am, and I will see you in the next training.